Peace, everybody. Yes, once again, trying to do another video. And this video is about politics. It's time to sell our stock in the Democrat Party. Voting for Democrats has been a bad investment. Picture this. You've been investing in the stock for 50 years, right? Faithfully adding to the stock. But the stock is steady dropping, steady falling. Every year it falls. So everything you put in the stock, you lose it. And you're getting paid no dividends. You're getting nothing. You actually have less now than you did when you started investing in this stock. Say this stock, you started investing in it in 1965. 1965 plus 40 is 2005. So 55 years, you have gained nothing from this stock. You would call that a bad investment, right? When you say you invested in Tesla. 1 year, Tesla stock grew over 600%. So you brought one share of Tesla, you would have made thousands of dollars, right? In 1 year. But you've been investing in the Democrat Party for 55 years. You have less businesses, less jobs. You have more people that's in prison. You have less children being born because of abortions. You have no policies. And then you're classified as a people of color minority. Before you invested in the Democrat Party, you at least had your own group recognized by the government. Now you're just nothing, a minority, because of the Democrats. Now, why would you just keep this stock? Sell it. When you invest in the so-called stock market, right, it's a lot of different strategies. You can create your own strategy, but usually this is what they tell you. If a stock falls, you keep purchasing it. You purchase more of the stock, because if it grows, you'll make more of a profit if you keep. So you got to keep purchasing the stock, right? How is this, fair for black people? It's like you working just to put your money into this stock, and it keeps falling until it's worth nothing. So I'm gonna tell you the reason black people vote for Democrats, and it's psychology. When you actually have an emotional attachment to something that you put a lot of value and effort into, you are afraid that if you get rid of it, you will lose your value. You will lose everything you invested into it. You will leave with nothing. Sometimes that's the best option. At least you will leave with more than you would if you would just keep the stock or keep the thing that you're actually wasting money on. It's a bad investment. Get rid of it, accept your loss, and keep it moving. Go to another stock, or just don't invest in anything. Why are you steady investing in something and putting money and energy into it, and it's just costing you more and more of your value? It's steady falling. It's like you got a relationship and you keep putting all this money into this lady, and she's steady mistreating you. She's not trying to commit to you. She's not really faithful to you. And it's not really building anything. You're just wasting money. And once the money is all gone, she's going to eventually say, all right, it's done, it's over. But blacks are too afraid to accept the losses that we made with the Democrats. We too afraid to admit that it's been a bad investment, a poor investment. All of these blacks been dying off, the civil rights blacks who thought this was going to be the golden fleece paradise has been dying in misery. 80 years old. They didn't have the courage to tell the younger generation that we made a mistake. We shouldn't have integrated with the so-called Caucasian white America, because it was white and black America at one point. Blacks only, whites only. America was divided by race officially. Now we're just people of color, and we have no power and no resources. No, poor education, ghettos, public education. It has been a total failure. What you gotta do with these stocks? If the stock that you put your money into is falling, you have faith that one day it will increase in value, and I will retrieve the losses. But usually that's not going to happen. You're never going to retrieve the losses. And sometimes the shareholders will intentionally dump the stock just so you will lose everything. And then once you lose everything because your money ain't long enough, they'll come back and they'll repurchase at a cheaper price. This is how they keep their billions at your expense. And this is what the Democrats do. They're talking about empowering everybody except blacks. They're talking about empowering non-citizens, illegal immigrants. With your vote, you put your effort and money and vote into this group, into this investment, into this stock, and you're getting none of the benefits. You're getting no dividends. Your value is decreasing to a point you're so afraid. Usually this will happen. You're so afraid that if you sell and walk away now, you will never get back what you lost. But in reality, you will never get back what you lost. It's done. You're not going to get it from this stock. You got to get it from somewhere else. And blacks are so afraid that when Trump started giving us access to money, capital, the older generations like Florida Evans, talking about that was too much. You was afraid. That's why you went out there and voted for Trump. You voted for Biden. Because you was afraid that the younger generation would totally abandon the Democrat Party. And then all of your 55 years of hope will go to nothing, to naught. And it actually is naught. You are not telling, the Democrats are telling our children and our women to kill the children, to not have children, to close the businesses, to not get married, to just everything they're telling you is to your own destruction. How can you actually have any progress if you are actually not existent, if you don't exist, if you don't have kids, if you don't have property, if you don't have money, if you don't have resources, if you don't have proper education? How can you grow? But this is what we've been led to believe as progress. It has a D on it. It's Democrat. Joe Biden has done nothing great in his entire life to deserve any support. He was against desegregating the schools. He was against everything that was to help blacks. Plus, he's actually put policies in place to throw us in prison forever because of the poverty that the government perpetuated upon us. He's punishing us, saying if you participate in the industries, the criminal industries the only industries that you really have access to, if you participate, you get locked up forever. But Joe Biden's son is a cocaine head. He never went to jail for cocaine and crack. Yet black people are still in prison because of Joe Biden's policies against us. You voted for a person who was vocally and apparently literally against you for his whole career. This is a bad investment. And it's time that you sell your stock. You need to sell the Democrat Party. Get rid of it. Stop. It's not going to be gotten rid of, but they are totally dependent on the black people's vote. The Moors vote. They are dependent upon your vote. They need your support, but they're not paying nothing. They're not paying any dividends. You're not gaining any value from it. So why would you keep putting money into something that's not gaining anything? It's just you just pouring money into the ocean. You're pouring your hard-earned resources into nothing. You have nothing to show for your investment into the Democrat Party. Nothing.